Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. I've got some really amazing guests on today. My good friend Larry Dvoskin. We keep in touch, Larry, pretty well, I think. But it's always good to see you. It's always good to get a little bit of time to talk to you. And Familiar Faces, the band Familiar Faces, Chad and Sean Bierman, two twin
Hello.
brothers. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the show. It's nice to, this is the first time you've been on, so it's really nice to get to know you a little bit here today.
Same
So
with you, Jeremiah.
thank you, thank you. This New Age, that's the title of the single that veteran songwriter and producer Larry Dvoskin is releasing today. Depending on when you hear this, it's probably already out, so go find it. You're also going to get a chance to listen to the entire song at the end of this episode. You don't want to miss that. It was originally written 40 years ago. It resonates now more deeply than ever. The track features a dynamic collaboration with rising rock band Familiar Faces from Long Beach, California. Larry, you said of Rising, or excuse me, of Familiar Faces that this is the first band that you've embraced in many years as the real next wave of rock stars. You went on to say that they've got that rare spark, that humble, talented, and they're hungry. How did you guys meet? What's the story there?
Really quick story. I was at a rock and roll hotel on Sunset Strip called Ziggy's, I guess based on a homage to David Bowie and Ziggy Stardust. And I was in the other room. I wasn't even, but I heard this sound coming through the wall. And I was like, it was like a hook. It pulled me out of the bar and into the performance room. And I saw these guys playing, and they were excellent at their craft. They were singing great. They were looking great. And there was some kind of a light that they shined that I
Hmm.
saw beyond my senses. And I'll tell you, this is probably way revealing, but I'm going to share something they probably wouldn't want. But they were originally thinking about becoming priests at one point and going
Really?
and not being in a band. And so there's something about them that has an inner light that I don't see very often. I once went to see Stevie Wonder back in the day, and there was an aura around him. And I once saw John Lennon jump out of a limousine after like the 1975 Grammys. It's a famous photo of him with Bowie and the Art Garfunkel or someone. And I swear he had an aura. Now, I'm not saying that they had an aura, but this band has a light around them that I felt on a very deep level. And I'm not one of those psychic voodoo woo woo people at all. So it really interested me. And I try to keep this brief. The great bands that have lasted, the Stones, the Beatles, people like that, they learned the the catalog, the book. They studied other artists and then they created their own sound. They didn't just put a beat on and rap over the top of it. They learned things. And so when I saw the Familiar Faces, they played Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin as good. And I saw the original Led Zeppelin with John Bonham. They do a Jimi Hendrix song with their bass player, Nunzo, that is as good as Hendrix. And I'm haunted by Jimi Hendrix. His ghost is following me, but that's a different story. These guys have learned,
He's right in front of you.
they've
And he's
learned the
your brother.
craft, and then they've taken it into a new place.
And what a compliment, Larry. You've seen everybody and met everyone and heard everything probably out there. You are a student of music and artistry in the music industry. So for you to be blown away like that with familiar faces, watching them perform and hearing them for the first time, that's saying something, I think.
Seriously, it meant so much to us, you know. I remember getting off the stage, walking outside and seeing this like legendary looking man wearing this cool suit, um, with another guy by his side, and we were just he introduced himself to us, and it was Larry. And I remember afterwards thinking like, that guy, we need to reach out to that guy. I can tell he does something important, you know. And I'm so grateful that it led to where we are now. You know, we're on the radio talk show, releasing a single with him. We just recorded a couple songs with him, you know, on Sunday, and now it's Wednesday. So like, you know, we're hard working with this guy. We're collaborating, songwriting, and he's a legend, you know, like you said, working with you know, our heroes. Robert Plant, he's currently working with Santana right now. You know, when he first introduced to us, he told us that he had worked with the boys of Greta Van Fleet a little bit and watched them get signed, and he saw the same light in us, and we know that we're along that similar path, being alternative rock, indie rock from LA. So we were intrigued and we're grateful to be working with you, Larry.
Well, you guys are very, very talented. Larry saw something in you, and I think this is fair to say, without putting words in your mouth, Larry, you wouldn't bother if they didn't have the talent and that aura that you described. You were on KLOS's Heidi and Frank show before, as the Bierman brothers, before you evolved into Familiar Faces. Um, I used to love Heidi and Frank when I lived in LA. I listened to them all the time. Are they still around?
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
actually. And we're
How cool is
actually
that?
we're going on the radio with them and Larry actually next month, I
Oh, that's
believe. So
amazing.
that'll be
Yeah,
really exciting.
July 17th, we're co-hosting the morning show with them.
Oh, that's awesome. I got to drive down to LA just to hear that show. Um,
And I want to add one thing about what attracted me also to Familiar Faces quickly is that what I've noticed about real stars, they shine a light. They don't absorb light. They put it out there so that you feel good. And when I met them, they were humble and enthusiastic and grateful. And so many young bands feel like they have to be pretentious or snobby, and that's like rock star behavior. But the real one of the things that harmed people at the Beatles is they were just so fun and funny and sweet. They weren't like,
yeah,
you know, they weren't jerks, you know,
they're authentic,
they were
like these
authentic
guys are,
and
like
down to
Chad
earth.
and Sean are.
Yeah.
Aw,
And
thanks,
the
guys.
image,
You
you guys
too.
have an image. You have a really great look, but it's what Larry's saying. It doesn't come off as, if you watch your videos or if you look at your print, your photos, you have that look, and then you perform like rock stars. And it's what Larry's saying,
Aw.
that it's not. Um, I don't think it's none of it's faked. It's who you are. It's authentic, and then you connect as a listener and an audience member to you. Sean, what have you learned from Larry? Uh, Working with Larry on this song, is there something that sticks out to you that you'll carry with you through your musical career?
Yeah, working with Larry, it's been a great experience. I've just learned honestly like that there's good people in everywhere you look. And in the industry, you Larry's mentioned it before. I mean, he was stating that we're humble, and I'm very grateful for you, Larry, for the compliment, speaking highly of us in such a way. And honestly, what I've learned from Larry is that like in this industry, it's good, it's okay to be humble and it's good to be yourself. And I'm very grateful for that message because a lot of people have tried to tell us otherwise, and we're young, we're kind of new in this industry, and really grateful for people like Larry who put in the effort to help push us to where we want to be, and who tell us that it's okay to be ourselves, and that's what this is all about. It's really refreshing to work with somebody like that. And obviously Larry is a great teacher. He
Mm.
teaches songwriting for years, and so just having that presence in throughout this whole process has been amazing. I mean, just listening to your stories now, Larry, it's wonderful. And in whenever we got in studio, it was great to hear him tell us stories about sitting next to Paul McCartney in the park, or the people that he meets, and the wisdom he gets from these people. It's incredible. And having this experience of working with Larry, thank you so much. It's been awesome. You've been great for us. So thank you so much.
Chad, we were talking on the break, and I said, "What is it like to have a mentor like Larry, and work on this song and this music with him?" And you had something to say about that.
Yeah, you know, it goes along with what my brother Sean was just saying. You know, Larry, is a legendary songwriter, songwriting teacher as well. You know, has these crazy rates, and yet we're blessed enough to be in the backyard with him. learning from him. He's teaching us, you know, these things we can do to like hook people in more, and you know, it's just like it's great to have that insight, you know, because we kind of have been trying to figure it out our lives through like, you know, learning from our favorite songs, copying them, you know, trying to not rip them off. Doing somewhat of a good job, some people might say, but then to step into the hand of this legend who's guiding us even more, it's always a pleasure to learn, you know. Like Sean said too, even to have the ability to like feel like we can be ourselves, and you know, it's kind of like we got a little family here, you know. We get together, our mom's always there cooking for all of us, you know. We're going to his house, his birthday, you know, all those types of things, you know. So it's more than mentorship, it's like a family. So it's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's nice that when you have people that you respect around you. And if I could give you one word of advice, that the network that you guys build as you rise to stardom, which I have no doubt you will, the people around you, the people that help you, like Larry, or the people that you meet in the business, that's the most important thing, is those relationships, you know, and just maintaining them and appreciating as you do. Well, let's take another quick break. They're going too fast, but you know, the great thing that I love about the breaks is that we get to listen to your music. My special guests today are Larry Dvoskin and Chad and Sean Bierman, the indie rock band Familiar Faces, and they they're putting out a new singles today. It's coming out today. It's called This New Age. You can get it everywhere. It's everywhere, right, guys? It's streaming today, released today.
Yes.
Yep. And it's, you know, it's billed as both of us, Familiar Faces official, as well as Larry Dvoskin. I'm the only Larry Dvoskin on the internet, so I'm
As it should be. All right, we're gonna listen to some music here by Familiar Faces as we go out to break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. The single is coming up.
Okay.
We're counting down. We're almost there.
Woo!
Yes.